Welcome to the Den of Dissidents. This is a show where we challenge the current culture and mainstream talking points of the day. What is the news telling us? What is the culture telling us? Where's our civilization headed? And by what standard do we judge these issues? Are you a dissident? Let's find out. People, are you looking for real practical education and skills that you can actually use in real life? I would suggest checking out Autonomy. So Autonomy is a course, or really a university, I would say, that has a lot of courses within it that will teach you practical skills and real education, the education that you've always been looking for, but you weren't taught in school. So Autonomy teaches courses on just a lot of different things, but how to be independent financially, mentally. You can learn all types of skills that you will be able to use in your daily life. Autonomy has courses on how to grow your own food, how to homestead, how to communicate effectively. You can learn about finance, how money works, learn about logic, grammar, rhetoric, learn how to copyright, learn about media production, how to build your own server. If you want to be educated about how the world really works and not how you were taught it works, check Autonomy out. If you want to learn about world history and who were the players and the powers behind shaping world events, if you want to go down those rabbit holes, you certainly can with Autonomy. If you want to learn about the schooling system and how it was dumbed down and for what purpose, and who were the people involved in dumbing it down, you can learn about that in Autonomy. So Richard Grove is the creator of Autonomy, and Richard Grove has a title of forensic historian, and I think that title fits him appropriately because Richard is very surgical with his research and the way that he explains world history and how things really work. He's like a walking encyclopedia. There's a lot of things that Richard has said in the course that have been very profound. Some of the quotes that he has said in Autonomy have stuck out, and a few of them I just want to quote as well, and I'll paraphrase one of them. He said, we're all busy running the rat race, but we never have time to focus on the people that created the maze for the rats. And I don't mean to refer to us as being rats, but ultimately what he's saying is that we're so busy running in this jungle, in this zoo, in this maze, and we never sit back to reflect on who created the maze for us to run in. So that really stuck out to me. He also said, no one ever gave us an instruction manual on how to play the game of life. And I think that's so true. And with Autonomy, it kind of sets the record straight in a sense where it explains how we went wrong in terms of education and why people have become so dumbed down and we don't know where to go and we're so confused. And it provides a lot of resources and practical education on how to become focused and also give you some skills, what he calls the Swiss Army knife for life. And lastly, a quote that Richard Grove made was by John Taylor Gatto, who was a public school teacher. And John Taylor Gatto said, "You either learn your way towards writing your own script in life, or you unwittingly become an actor in someone else's script." And for those that are watching, I just wanted to give you a quick sample of what's in the Autonomy course. So here is Autonomy itself for those looking at the screen. Also, here are some of the courses in Autonomy. So there's one about how to know and defend your rights by Michael Batternick, who teaches constitutional principles and the intent behind the Constitution, how to defend your rights and know the meaning and the intention behind some of the principles in the Constitution and what liberty truly is. If you want to get into gardening, there's a course on that. If you want to learn about philosophy and how to defend your arguments and gain wisdom, there's a course called Philosophy 101 by Jay Dyer, which I would highly recommend. So that's also within Autonomy. There's a trifecta course if you want to learn about logic and how to think properly. There is a logic course as well, and intellectual self-defense, if you want to learn that. There's a complete guide to forming communities. You want to start a community, and you want to get together with like-minded people. There's courses on that. Escaping the rat race, there's a course on that. How to become financially resilient and independent. Learn how to budget as well. It will teach you that. Also, there's a lot of people in Autonomy from different areas or different parts of the globe. So there's a community of like-minded people also seeking these skills. And for those that are looking, here's a little sample of what you get access to. So you get access to a community, an app that you can go to where there's a lot of scheduled events for people that are setting up workshops and things like that. And there's different interest groups within the community app. So you have interest groups for course creators. There's a writing room, an accountability group, marketing groups, web development groups, sales groups, if you want to learn the art of sales, media production group, health and wellness, which I thought is really interesting too. There's people in there who educate you on how to eat and what are good foods, what are bad foods, and so forth. Creativity and art. There's a poet's corner. Food freedom. You want to get into farming. You want to learn about agriculture. You can do that. Parenting. There's groups on that. Rhetoric and communication. Business development. On and on it goes. There's a job board if you're looking for a position. Vlogging. I mean, there's just so much. It is a huge resource, a huge university for learning and developing your skills. So if you want to develop yourself and fulfill your potential and just strive to be a better human each and every day, check out Autonomy. I highly recommend it. Peace. What's going on, people? Before I get into the show, just wanted to give some context, a brief explanation for what's on my screen right now. So not too long ago, there was a gentleman that wore a controversial shirt after the Trump indictment in Georgia. And the video went viral, kind of lit the internet on fire. So I just wanted to play this clip real quick, and then we will get into the show. I got a few words after, so let's jump right into it.
I'm here to support President Trump. You want to know why I'm here to support President Trump? Because they done did black men like this for decades. Make up charges and put them, so I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt, Niggas for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
What do you think about the indictment?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis, she went to school with my sister. She full of shit. She was full of shit then. So she's a puppet for the white liberal and that is controlling everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Of course it is. It's going to elevate him all the way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be kind of like communistic?
Nah, that's nowhere near communist. Now, we're just going to make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
That's actually my URL. I own that URL.
You own that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is Niggas for Trump 2024.
I can't
Derek
write that.
Gibson, a
That's my nigga.
former
I can't write that on
candidate.
Twitter.
I'm a former candidate for New York State Governor. Derek Gibson, look me up. Nigga, I live up to it too, boy. I can scrap too, but I can get down, boy. Not better, I can. I got a proven track record. Oh, you want to try me out? Try to take this shirt off. I'll give you some.
Off the roadway. I need everybody off the roadway, sir. I need everybody.
Take care of yourself, brother.
Off the roadway.
All right, there you have it. So, yeah, I saw that clip, and I'll be honest, I burst out into laughter several times. As a matter of fact, I watched the clip several times. Sometimes I'd be in my car and I would just play the clip and just laugh, and just hilarious, hilarious. But anyway, I decided to interview the man himself about his shirt. Not only that, but wanted to understand his perspective and his worldview on the issues and where he stands and why he supports some of the causes that he supports. And also at the end, I'm going to give my perspective as well, and talk about some things. So there's a personal word from me at the end. So stay tuned for that as well. So let's jump into the show. Welcome back to the Den of Dissidents. Today I have special guest Derek Gibson. He is a former gubernatorial candidate of New York State. He was also featured in the film Systematic Deception, which exposes the lies of the Democratic Party and shows how people should take action to get off the Democratic plantation. And also, he recently set the internet on fire with his shirt. And here we have the man himself, Mr. Derek Gibson. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for the invite. So glad you're being here.
Absolutely. So, Derek, I just got to start off. What inspired you to wear that shirt, create that shirt? What sparked that idea?
Well, I have to go back some years, maybe about 4 years ago. I was in front of Trump Tower. We frequently hung at Trump Tower, eating lunch, dinner or whatever. And this particular day we was outside with the Trump hats on, and a young lady happened to pull up, and she was angry, jumped out the car, and her and the white wife, she was a black lady, and the white wife, and she walked up to me and put her finger in my face. And she said, "You should be ashamed of yourself wearing that Make America Great Again hat." And she said, "You a nigga and you wearing a Make America Great Again hat." So I said, it dawned on me right quick. I pointed back and I said, "You're right, I'm niggas for Trump." So that's why I came up with the idea. It's nothing that just started. It's been out. I just didn't have the idea to put it on the shirt. And after this year, I decided to put it on the shirt at the right moment. And I try to grab attention because the nation is rocking and reeling from a two-tier justice system. And it was the perfect time to get the ears and eyes of the nation and maybe the world and just bring the message.
Right. So the lady that called you the N-word, was she black or was she white?
No, she was a black lady. I would say she was married to a white woman. She brought a wife over, and got out the car and brought her over. And this is when she started the insult towards people wanting to make America great hat again.
Yeah. How dare you wear a Trump hat? You're supposed to vote Democrat. How dare you? You step out of line.
Right. Plantation. I was shocked that I was off the plantation. But really, in truth, I've never been on the plantation. I've served all my life, conservative Republican. And that was that. And I like President Trump, and I think he had a snowball chance in hell at winning the presidency. My mind and my friends were telling me, well, he's going to win. I was like, no way. I'll wager money on that. I said, this guy's not going to win. It's already set up for Hillary Clinton like it's been set up for everybody else. So in 91, I was looking at the election in 91. I just couldn't believe my eyes. So I started following the guy and his policies. When I heard his policies, my daughter was working in Congress at the time. My cousin ended up working for him, Dr. Ben Carson. And I started paying close attention to this guy and his policy. And I said, wow, he got some great policies for the American people. And he's talking about putting America first, which is great. I love putting the home first. And a lot of things for my community. So
Gotcha.
I'll support 100%.
So I've seen some news outlets make comments about your shirt. Black Enterprise wrote an article about you saying that you're in the sunken place. And the sunken place is referring to that movie Get Out, where based on a black guy who was in a relationship with a white woman, and he gets invited to the parents' house one day, and it turns out that the parents have been kidnapping black people and taking their brains out so they can brainwash them and take their melanin and all this craziness. So Essence said that you're in the sunken place because that's what happened to the guy in the film, Get Out. Roland Martin has a video calling you a fool. How do you respond to blacks that refer to you as a Uncle Tom, coon, sunken place, fool, all of this stuff, all of these names? How do you respond to those comments?
Right, I saw that the Roland Martin got in had fool on, and I was like, wow, he done dang yourself with the hellfire. But the thing about it is, it's a lot of people out there brainwashed, and they just actually don't know no better. They have scales on their eyes. The sunken place is a movie, and like always, most blacks are easy manipulated, and they believe really reality, which is not reality. So I'll leave that there. But Roland Martin and the sunken place from Black Enterprise magazine, it's not going to change my mind for doing what I'm doing or speaking like I'm speaking. To me, those particular things, the Black Enterprise, Roland Martin show, and all the rest of them, that's so critical what I did. Want to keep people on the plantation. I don't know what they're getting paid to do this, push the narrative out and control your every thought like white liberals do them. They got the white liberals in the back, and the white liberals telling them what to do and control them.
Yeah. How did you start out as far as your beginnings? You said you were raised conservative. Were you always a conservative?
I always was conservative. I didn't vote Democrat before. I always was conservative. I came from a conservative, spiritual family. I was raised up in the church, singing in the choir. So I've been a conservative all my life. I had a pretty good upbringing. Wasn't raised in the hood, the ghetto, or whatever. Had our own private thing. But I came up and I stuck to those values. I went to college twice, one for automotive technology, one for criminal justice. I educated myself, got me some skills, and I moved on from there. So I've been a conservative. I voted Democrat a couple of times. I voted for, I believe it was Jimmy Carter when I first started voting. I believe it was Jimmy Carter. And after that, I voted for Barack Obama for the only reason that is I had never seen a black president. I wanted to see one for no other reason. Because I said, this guy, when he get up there, he's not going to do shit. That's my exact word. But I wanted, grandmother is 98 years old. I want her to see a black president before she leaves the earth. That's why I voted for Barack Obama. Other than that, I stick to the Republican Conservative Party.
Gotcha. And you ran for, you said that you didn't grow up in the ghetto. You came from, I guess, a middle class upbringing, or you were well off.
That is correct. My grandparents owned, a lot of property and stuff, homes. So we had a pretty good life going forward, and looked out for their children's children at the bottom. A good man will be for his children. That's what happened. So thank God for that. And my grandfather was a preacher, so it wasn't too bad. Say that it wasn't too bad.
Right. How were you able to? How were your parents and your grandparents able to be successful and have land and not be impoverished with all this white supremacy in the country? How are you guys able to excel and make it in such a white supremacist country?
We're not saying that it wasn't white supremacy, because it clearly was. You read about it, this, that, and all this thing that happened. But they was blessed enough because there was spiritual people. They were blessed enough by God to own these things. But it was like the story. It's my grandfather owned 1,000 acres of land. He was buying it from this white guy, and he got down to his last payment of $50, and the white guy wrote another zero on it, and it was 500. So it was like, the hell with it, I'm not going to pay that. I just keep it by on the acres. You can have the rest of it back. So he got cheated out of 500 acres, but we were still blessed to keep that. And only thing I can say about that, God bless my family.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, obviously, because
Right.
it just shows that, even during hard times, you can still make a way, you can still prosper. So it kind of destroys the whole talking point that America is such a white supremacist nation, or there's just so much white supremacy that you can't do anything as a black person.
White supremacy, you see I'm blue black, and they call me a white supremacist. I don't put too much like that.
Oh, and so they say they call you like Larry Elder. You're the white face, or you're the black face of white supremacy. Oh man. So you ran for governor of New York. For someone like yourself, what inspired you to run for governor of New York out of all places? Because New York is such a liberal state. What inspired you to do that? What issues did you see in New York that you felt needed to be resolved or reformed?
Well, when I moved back to New York, I heard I was into politics then. I was hearing a lot of talk about Republicans have no place in New York State, New York City. And I saw how the taxes was high as hell, and everybody was struggling with homelessness. Illegal aliens was there taking jobs. It was just a whole lot of things going on. I seen how the educational system was going, and I decided to put my head in the ring and run for governor and do something about it. I'm not the one that like to complain about everything without at least trying to make a run at it, so I can try to correct those problems that we were having.
Okay. And what eventually happened with your bid?
Repeat, you up to half.
No, I was saying what eventually happened with the race.
Okay, yeah. Well, I lived in the post for a couple of years, and I was doing very good. The people of New York State loved me, even New York City. And when it came down to the nitty gritty, getting close to the election, Congressman Zeldin came into the race, which was a congressman at the time, which is a good guy, but the environment wasn't right for that. And the head of the GOP called the county leaders, which was supporting me and loved my message, told them they was basically forced to get endorsed Lee Zeldin. And that's how it went down here from there.
Gotcha. Okay. I wanted to ask you, when you when that video was filmed of you with the shirt, what was the reaction that you were getting on the ground when you had the shirt on?
Well, when it was filmed, I was getting just a very few reaction out of some people, but I went down to show my support for President Trump, and I would say I'm going to wear my shirt today because of this two-tier justice system. Man, if I wear a shirt like this, then everybody going to be wondering why you're wearing that shirt or what you're doing. And so what happened is I walked in, I went up to Blacks and Trump, spoke to them for a while, and then I decided to walk back down, and the news media stopped me, asked me for an interview. So I did an interview. You saw it on the video. The young lady named was Scooter Castler. I did video for her, and it was the news won't show that they CNN, Fox News, they don't put the signs out there anymore for no reason. People just go crazy on certain things. But one guy was sitting back in a chair. He was a black reporter, and when I was walking back down to the entrance, he was shaking his head in disgust and looking. So I turned to him and I was like, "Yeah, a shirt says, I know you can't read. You're black, you can't read, because that's what they say about you." So I just told him this says "niggas for Trump." It's like, well, you better be careful, like in some kind of way. So, well, you want to try to take it off me, you can be the example. I can film it and show everybody no else won't bother me for it. Which I have the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech. I don't understand why people get so upset, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And so how was the I guess the reaction from other blacks in Atlanta or Georgia towards Trump? Is there a lot of support? Is the media not showing blacks supporting Trump, or is there a lot of support for Trump from the black community in Georgia?
It is a lot of support for President Trump in Georgia. As I can see, I spoke to a lot of people down in Vine City area, and all of them was for Trump 100%. I was asking, do you vote? No, we do not vote. I have a criminal record, this and that. So I was sitting there where what I do is I hold a rally, and we're going to register you all to vote regardless of your record, and I'm going to show you how you can get your rights back so you can become a full citizen with voting rights and all. And they was like, really? You can do that? They didn't even know that you could do that. So this is why these people haven't been voting. Nobody have been in the hood and told these people that you actually can vote, that you actually can get your right back if you're off probation or this, that, and other. They didn't have a clue about it. But they was out there on the streets and they was chanting, "Free Trump, free Trump." I mean, it really stunned me. I really didn't think he was going to get that kind of love in the hood, but he did, because I assume that because the justice system have done us like that for decades, so that moved the hood towards President Trump. It already had some support in the hood anyway, but it really moved it with the justice system charging him in Atlanta, Georgia.
So you said you said that there's a two-tiered justice system, and I think you said you've had experience with the justice system. Could you talk about what you saw dealing with the justice system and why you say it's a two-tiered justice system?
Yeah, because I have had my run-ins with the law also. I've been on both sides of the law. And I've seen and even heard people say this and that after getting arrested, and they get this, they may get this type of bond, they may get that bond, they might not get a bond. And I looked at it, and for years, I was like, why is this? And they have the same charges, maybe first time getting arrested. But the issue that I had when I was getting arrested was from the black cops. It was never the white cop. The white cops I was driving with, no license, no insurance, stuff like that. It was kind of hard-headed, young hard-headed. So the white cop most of the time would tell me, you're not supposed to be out here driving. You need to go home or whatever before you get caught up. You got to have an accident. I'm not going to arrest you. But every time I got pulled by a black cop, it's handcuffed and you're taken to jail. I was like, it's just ridiculous. And the two-tier justice system is some people they were charged and some people they were not charged. So if you happen to fall in the bracket of we like you, maybe you this color or that color, we're not going to bother you. And I noticed the laws that was created, especially when the drug came out, the cocaine, and how they start making what's called a RICO conspiracy charge. If you hop on the phone, whatever from states, they kept throwing up charges to trap people off. And I noticed big time people had those same issues with the drugs. They never charged them with the particular thing they were charging the blacks and the poor whites with. So it's definitely a two-tier justice system. If we ran the one-tier justice system, the entire Congress will be locked up and no telling whoever else.
Okay, so you're saying that in a sense that you depending on how much money you have, you get a different type of justice, different level of justice applied to you depending on your class.
Right. And I sat in the courtroom, I seen white elated women get arrested for the same charge as black women with drug, and they go easy on there, some to a rehabilitation center, some probation, and I seen the blacks get sentenced to prison. I actually saw this with my eye. I used to go and sit in the courtroom and observe.
Wow. Now, with Trump, you're saying that this unfair two-tier justice system is being applied to Trump now. Why do you think that is? Even despite, I mean, he's a billionaire, obviously, so his billions aren't buying him out of prosecution. So why do you think that this is being applied to him?
Because
do you think it's really about justice?
If you look back, you'll see Al Gore, Bush, all them questioning the election, Hillary Clinton, and to this day she still said nothing done. What's a woman in Georgia ran for governor? Stacey Abrams questioning the election, still saying she is the governor, and this and that. It's just insane, and nothing happened to those people. But when President Trump did it, they want to charge him with RICO charges, federal charges being applied to him. It's just all types of things that they didn't apply to anyone else. So it is a two-tier justice system. Stacey Abrams complain. Al Gore, Bush, same exact thing. I mean, people have a right to express if they think the election is stolen, it's stolen. So it is a definite two-tier justice system. Trump is hated because he did the right thing, and people don't like it when you do the right thing. He got elected to office and he stirred up the bee's nest. The few people that been running the country, not a president. They get a president in a room and they tell him, this is exactly what y'all do, and that's that. Or we're going to do something to your family, that, this, and that. I mean, it's crazy. It's insanity.
Yeah. Earlier, you had talked about, the backlash that you get sometimes from the Black community for supporting a certain cause. Why do you think over the years, I guess some Blacks have been trained to think that the DNC, the Democratic Party, is the party for the little man? Why do you think that this has always been like a common narrative throughout the years?
Well, they did a good a good thing at indoctrinating through the public school system, the news media running a narrative against the other side of the political aisle. And what happened is when Dr. King got arrested in a small town in Georgia, all of them was Republican, his dad, all of them was Republicans. The sheriff said, I'll make a deal with you. We'll let your son out if you go back and tell everybody you're a Democrat. But black people was naturally Republican because Republicans fought to free the slave. They fought in the Civil War, and the South fought, which was Democrats, and the KKK, which was the KKK, to keep us in slavery. So it's a narrative that has been pushed. And Lyndon Johnson was president. He said, I get these niggas, the food stamp for welfare, whatever. And I had them voting Democrat for 200 years. I was damn, he wasn't right. Because that's exactly what they do. One way down the path, one way, 90%, go vote Democrat. For once in your life, when you say, I'm not doing well, my offspring's not doing well, I'm going to try something new. And that's what Donald Trump said. So what the hell do you have to lose? What do you got to lose? You have nothing now. So Donald Trump was trying to give us a piece of the American dream. And we had our fist ball lip and wouldn't accept nothing because the media and the DNC had us brainwashed that Republicans or racist. They flipped the narrative. It was really them, but they flipped the narrative.
Well, it's still strong to this day. I think maybe some people are starting to come along a little bit and starting to open their mind up. But it seems like the grip is still strong on the minds of the people somewhat. I mean, there's a little opening right now, but still have somewhat of a lock on people's mentality. Now, I heard you say on Hotep Jesus's podcast that you support reparations, and you gave your reasons why. Can you go into detail about that?
So I've never been a reparations person, but after seeing what I've been seeing lately and learned about all the billions of dollars being given to country overseas, the millions of dollars gave to Mexico to try the fish swim upstream. I see all the waste going everywhere. Then the borders wide open. These people come from other countries and they're getting everything. They're getting free housing, food, cell phones, whatever. We giving it to them. We get a Walmart card. They can go and shop and buy clothes. I observed that. Also bust loads of it. So they're living off the taxpayer dollars. And some thing on me and say, we actually the first sin of America is slavery, blacks in slavery, and it is just not the so-called people of color that them came from the islands and everywhere else. I'm talking about just the few of the original black people that was born here in the United States of America. So I looked at the picture and I was like, since we got so much money to waste on this and waste on other people, why not? Yes, I'm on the reparation train wagon. So I put it on Facebook. They started unfollowing me. And I was like, but you don't have an issue with all the money that being wasted for a non-citizen. They said, well, you never been a slave. And I said, them some bitches coming across the border while never been a U.S. citizen. But they including my. That made me real angry. And yes, I am for reparation for only the dark community. That's what I'm reparations for, not for every so-called person of color that the Democratic Party run through and they white as snow any damn way. But in the Black Caucus, it's a disaster. So yes, give me reparations. You got so much money to burn and throw away. I want reparations. That's the only. And I want.
Oh, you cut off on that last part. I didn't hear you.
I just said I was going to drink to that.
Well, I mean, they are spending billions of dollars. Definitely a lot of excess and a lot of waste for sure. Now, do you plan on running for any office in the future?
I am. I don't know exactly where I'm going to run or what I'm going to do, but I did put in. I said I was going to run against Jared Nadler for Congress in New York. So I'm still kind of tilted on it. I'm not exactly sure. People are encouraging me to run for governor again and so forth. So I'm not just right there at it, but I did give some consideration to run against Jared Nadler. I was asked to run against AOC. I think either one I landslide them because when I was running for governor, I had people on both sides supporting me.
Okay. Um, Now you also, besides talking about reparations, you also talked about on another interview. You mentioned a black coalition or organization that you had or that you started. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Right. The Black Coalition is the new Black Coalition. And we have several blacks. We got a couple of Jews that's in the coalition also that is helping us out. But the Black Coalition is basically bring people to the knowledge of the Constitution of the United States of America, the rule of law, and so forth. So we're trying to instill back in the black community our values and our courage that we had before. That is what it's about. And the Niggas for Trump organization is just a name, Niggas for Trump, and that's just to catch the ears and eyes. And that basically registers people to vote, not just to vote, but to vote Republican. I'm not going to recruit votes for the Democratic Party. If you're not going to vote Republican, I don't want to register. So that is my message to them. And I tell them the reason why and the things that the Republican Party has to offer. No, the Republican Party is not the strongest. They are weak also. They haven't been in the black community like they should have, putting money and time in the black community. It's a treasure trove of voters out there. The GOP go into these areas. I think they're kind of afraid to go into the areas. Some of the areas myself, I'm afraid to go in them too. But I man up and I go in those areas and I speak to the people and they like what I'm saying. So it's a treasure trove of voters out there that we need to bring into the GOP. And if we do that successfully this time, President Trump will win by a landslide, and they would really have to install some more kind of cheating or bring some type of COVID back, some mail-in ballots in order to for him not to win.
Mm. So the organization that you started, the Black Coalition, this is to educate the black community on like constitutional education, or
can you repeat that question for me?
I was saying the Black Coalition organization that you started. This organization is geared towards educating the black community about the issues.
Yeah, it is geared to educating the black community what is going on and the issues of today, our Constitution, the rule of law, let's kill these fatherless homes, stuff that's really tearing down the black community. That is what we concentrate on. So we got bylaws we writing. They're not out yet, but we are writing some good bylaws and rules. You have to follow those rules. We have cards that you can carry also. And our conduct has got to be 100%. We got to show the younger generation, this is how you carry yourself. This is what you do. This is how you make yourself successful. And we are here to help. We're going to be doing fundraising. We're going to help these people that can't help themselves. We here to help those mothers, the father, kids in the father's home. We want to be a father for them so they can look up to us.
Okay. When you did the video, when you were being recorded on when you had the shirt on, you talked about Fannie Willis, and you said that I think your sister went to school with her. I don't know too much about her, but I did a little research and I found out that her father was a Black Panther. But what has your experience been with her?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never liked her. I always thought she was Miss Bougie, and I never liked her. I was around her several times, and I just didn't. Her spirit didn't sit with mine. But I have nothing against the Black Panther thing. My mother-in-law was in the Black Panther. It's kind of funny. She was in the Black Panther movement also. But Fannie is being used by the Trump haters, the white liberals, as a puppet to get President Trump, like other blacks around the country are doing also. So what is happening, she's being told to do this, to do that to President Trump. And when it all backfires, she's going to be left hanging. It's going to be her, not the white liberals behind her pulling the string. I personally don't like her because I see how she have done, if she was a judge, that's how she have done the black men's, and basically she charged everybody with RICO. I mean, it's disgusting and it's insane. She has no compassion. If you're going to be in those positions, you're supposed to have some type of compassion for the people. She has absolutely none. And when she was on the campaign trail, I was coming back and forth to Jordan. I was telling everybody, do not vote for this woman. She's going to be a disaster. She's going to be a total disaster. And if you look now, that's what she is. She's not holding the rule of law. For everybody else, it just campaigning, I will get Trump. And so the white liberals make sure she got elected. Why are you campaigning? I'm going to get Trump. Campaign on prosecuting crime, cleaning your area of your city up. Instead, I'm going to get Trump. And the city is basically like Chicago. You know, it's murders every day. It's a home invasions, all types of things in Atlanta, Georgia, that she need to be directed her attention to.
Has crime gone up in Atlanta?
It has. Crime has gone. I mean, every single. I look it up. Every the next one is crime, it's murders, it's robbery, and all of it don't be on the news. It's really bad. I speak to some of the people that live here, and they don't go in this area, don't go in that area. This is the hood. You'll get hurt here. You'll get robbed. Don't leave anything in your cars. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So she's charging President Trump with RICO charges. I'm a little familiar with RICO. I've read briefly on it, but ultimately, what is the charge? Like the gist of the charge? Is it because he questioned the election?
Well, it's because she questioned the election, which she had every right to do. And I'm sure that the famous phone call that he made, I think everybody done heard that, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with the phone call. But she took that another way, like he was fraudulently asking for them just to place so many thousands of votes, to him and be done with it. But he wasn't saying. He was saying, go back through the machine, back through the ballots, count. And I know you can find me 11,000 votes or 12,000 votes in there, because he know that was his votes weren't counted correctly. So, but she's trying to take it another way. This some of the electors he had, which has been going on for election for years and years, even back in Thomas Jefferson. It's absolutely nothing unconstitutional about that. So that case is not gone anywhere. I'm sure they know it's not gone anywhere, but it's meant to keep him off the campaign trail, to make him look bad and want the people to look at somebody else. That's all it is. And she's playing right along in the hands of the white liberals.
I also heard you talk about Harrison Floyd. He was one of the leaders of Black Voices for Trump, and he's a Black guy, and he was in jail while everybody else was let off. Is he still in there?
No, Harrison's out. Me and him had several conversations. They got out like a week later after we put the pressure on Fanny. We went to the jail, me and my wife, several times. I did a video. I don't know what kind of jail. And we questioned why is only the Black man being here. Why he didn't have a bond to negotiate? Why haven't he seen the judge the next day like you're supposed to? Within 48 hours, he hasn't saw no judge. So, and I said, only thing she's doing is showing Black people, if you support President Trump, this is what's going to happen to you. So don't support President Trump. So I put a lot of heat up under her, and they start negotiating the bond, because there was a lot of negativity going, because they had held a Black man and all like that. And he finally made one and got out. Matter of fact, he was in town yesterday. We had an event here yesterday, prayers for athletes. I attended some parts of that on last night at the church. And the intention was Jack Brewer, the former Jets player, the NFL player, was coming to town, and we were going to the jail and bond out some of the people in there that couldn't raise $50,000, that couldn't afford bond. That was going to happen on yesterday. I don't know how that went. I didn't attend, and I haven't spoke. I'm going to reach out to Jack again and ask him how that went. But he didn't make it because the flight from New York was canceled. There was a lot going on. But other than that, successful event yesterday.
Okay. On your Instagram page, you made a comment talking about the Biden administration and saying that Biden has ushered in somewhat of a communist style of government. Can you explain?
He because he has nothing to lose. The people around that is use him for a puppet, has him just signing documents. The man can't hold up coherence. He can't make coherent sentences. He can't speak well. And this policy that he's enacting and signing off on are Marxist communist policies, like the borders are wide open, trying to take your guns. It's ridiculous what he's doing, and trying to take your First Amendment right, your Second Amendment right. All that is communist tactics. That is what he's doing, and he's appointing people. He's appointing people to position because of skin color. In the military, to the Supreme Court, instead of going on qualifications He came out and said, I'm going to appoint a black woman. She got to be black and she got to be a woman. Who does that? You don't do that. You just say, I'm going to appoint someone that is, I'm looking at somebody that is qualified and put him in. But that is pandering and it's ridiculous. And common is when you have your political opponent arrested, and that is what he's doing to President Donald Trump, and that's coming straight out the White House.
Maybe he's trying to make up for the crime bill. I don't know.
Maybe so,
That's
because he authored the crime bill.
Yes, that's yeah, no, that's interesting. I started reading about the crime bill and I actually found out that I think during that time the Congressional Black Caucus had supported the crime bill during that time, because there was a lot of crime in certain areas. So it's funny how that worked out. What would you say to young people, young Black people who were raised to think a certain way? They were raised to think that the Democratic Party was for the little man and the Republican Party is just a party of racism. And they were also raised to think that, America is just a land of white supremacy. What would you tell young people like that who are growing up now and starting to come of age?
First, I would tell them to, if you do listen to people, do your own research and see whether they're telling the truth or not. That's the first thing I would tell them. It's plenty of places you can do your research and find out the truth. Don't take anyone's word for anything. Pin your faith, like the Bible says, in no man's coattail. Research, find out for yourself, ask around, compare, and see what really went on in this nation. And never ever say that you hate your nation. That's like a man saying, tearing his own home down. You don't destroy your own home. You take your hands and destroy your own home. That's foolish. So that's what I would tell the young generation. Never say that. Love the place that you are at. Try to make that place better. It's not a more free place on earth than the United States of America. And a lot of people that have spoken out against their home have found that out, been incarcerated in other countries, and they see it's not a more freer place than America. So if you think America have problems, which America does have problems like anything else, get on the political side, run for these seats, and try to get in office and make it better for everyone.
Yeah. Are there any books that you would say like had a strong impact on you in terms of your worldview and your thinking, and maybe some books that you might recommend to others?
Well, I got a lot of books and I can't even start to think about that. I read stuff I like to read. I read those books. I researched, and it was very interesting how United States came together from day one on up, how Christopher Columbus sailed over here and the Indian was here. And it just took, I did so much, I couldn't even name a book. I'm old as hell. I don't even remember. That was
Right,
when
okay.
I out there. You just put in, go to Google manipulate too now. So I really don't know, but you'll be able to manage to find your way through.
Gotcha. And I saw that you have a new shirt, which is Crackers for Trump. You just released that, correct?
I just released that, Crackers for Trump, to go along with niggas for Trump, all the uproar. So the white people start asking me, we want the crackers for Trump. I'm a cracker. I support President Trump. It's hilarious, but I was like, what it was. I got thugs for Trump shirts. Every day somebody want me to do something. So it's a Hispanic person on that said, can you please do the wetback for Trump shirt? It's amazing. And so we'll make it a non-issue. Oh, in New York where we live, we nigga all the time. The Hispanics, the blacks, everybody nigga. It's not a thing really in New York. And like but mostly in the South, I get called nigga from you. I walk down the street, what's up, my nigga? I hear you listen to nigga rap songs all day, and all of a sudden you're offended by my shirt because it said niggas for Trump. You're really offended because I said for Trump. The word nigga is not offending you. You hate Trump because the media told you that. So it's funny, man, but it has allowed me to bring a message to the nation. It has allowed me to be in a position to do rallies and register voting for the Republican Party, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Because it really is the fact that people are more offended that you support Trump than the N-word itself, which is
Right.
crazy.
You looking
Oh,
at Dirk saying that, but the government is taking all your basic rights and freedom, and you're talking about a shirt that says niggas. Really? Where are your brain? Where are you at? What are you concerned about for real? Let me know. So nigger is an action, Nigger. I put niggas on there for to not call you a nigger because white people call you that back. Call not us, but our ancestors and stuff back in the days. And I would say insult back in the days, but you don't just keep looking in the rearview mirror. You can't go forward looking in the rearview mirror. So I can take this word and make it a non-issue. So when I put it out there and based on where it's going, so everybody else joining in, we're back for Trump, niggas for Trump. We got caverns for Trump shirt. We got all that. Now, for it, make it a non-issue when people say that name. And most, I had white people to call me nigga. If they do, they call it in their homes or, in their confines, wherever they're at. But black people have been the ones all my life calling me nigga. Hey, nigga, do this, nigga, do that.
how are you getting a lot of sales for these shirts? I'm just curious.
People requesting. So we're going to keep pushing them out. I never gave it a thought about selling them until someone like, huh? I'm not selling shirts. That's not my site. So I set my site and start selling my, so you can get the official shirt.
Wow. You definitely started a whole movement. Well, Derek, how can people reach you if they want to keep up with your organizations and what you have going on?
They can reach me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm the Derek Gibson. Twitter is Gibson for New York State. You can catch me on all of those. You can go on my NFT site and you can reach out to me. And we'll be doing rallies. Our first rally is September the 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia. Niggas from Trump, Practice for Trump rally. We're going to meet up in the hood close to where President Trump was. And we're going to have food. We're going to have a little entertainment. And we're going to concentrate on registering those voters and cleaning records.
Okay. Well, Derek, thanks a lot for your time. Thank you for coming on the show, and best of luck with everything.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely.